Hi guys, today we're going to be working on this Holo on Holo blinged out French tip for New Year's Eve. I wanted to do something that was similar to the shimmering ice French tip I did during my 12 days of Christmas, but with more sparkle to it. So if you'd like to see how I did this, just stay tuned. Starting out with clean, dry nails, I'm going to apply my base coat. I'll be using Ready for Takeoff, which is a peel-off base, and you can use whichever is your favorite. Next, I'm going to add a layer of Zoya Naked Manicure Pink Perfector, and this is just a very soft pink sheer that will help to even out the color and tone of your nail. Next, for my subtle holo on my nail bed, I'm going to be using China Glaze Fairy Dust, which is a fairly sparse holo, but I still wanted you to obviously be able to see my naked nail underneath. I didn't want it to appear to be a completely like silver base. Moving on to the waterfall French tip. Today I'm going to be using Zoya Purity. I've got a plastic lid here. I'm just going to dab a little bit of that out to work with. And then I have one of my striper brushes, which I'm just going to be using to start at the tip, and just like with the other design, create a waterfall. Want to at least cover up my free edge and then kind of stagger the rest of it. Just as a note, you can really use whatever white you have to do the tips. I mainly grabbed Purity because it was right out on my desk, but I actually think the Sinful Colors Snowy White that I used for the other design was a little bit easier to work with. I'm going to top this off with Seche Vite just to help speed up the dry time, and then I'll be moving on to the actual holo glitter. Moving on to the glitter. The last time I did this, I had several people tell me that foil glue also works really well. So I thought I would give that a try, but when I pulled it out, I found that apparently I had not fully closed it the last time I used it, or just didn't quite screw it on all the way. And as you can see there, the whole bottle is dried out. The brush is like not even coming out. So maybe I'll get some more foil glue and try that later. But since that didn't work, I decided to once again use the tacky layer of a gel polish. And because I decided I wanted a white base, I'm just going to use my pink shellac base, which dries just as tacky as the color. I don't know if that's normal with gel polish because I really don't use it very often. The top coat, of course, dries with no tacky layer, but I'm just going to put some of that out on a piece of paper, and using a slightly different brush to apply this. You could go ahead and still use the striper brush. You could have used this brush, this style of brush, to apply the white, but I'm basically just going to apply that base coat all over the white tip. And then this just takes a quick 15 seconds to cure. The glitter that I'm going to be using is this Wet n Wild Fantasy Makers Confetti Silver Holo Glitter. Comes in this little jar, and I'm just going to be going in there with a little makeup applicator to get some on the sponge tip, and then buff that onto the tip. So just rub it in there really good and apply it on all your nails. I am so disorganized after 12 days of Christmas that I can't find my usual brush-off brush. So I'm just going to use this fan brush to get rid of anything that's still loose. And then I'm going to be top coating this. And I kind of went back and forth between, do I want to do a gel top coat or do I want to do just a regular top coat? And I felt like the gel top coat gave a slightly better finish. So I'm going to be finishing off with my pink shellac Ultra Shine. So here's the finished manicure, and I quite like it, although it didn't turn out quite as I intended. I wanted the waterfall to be a little more obviously staggered, and from a distance, this kind of just looks like a holographic gradient rather than being able to see the waterfall distinctly. But it's still very pretty. I'm not unhappy with it at all, just not quite that direct translation from my mind onto my nails that I'm always looking for. And I did do just a couple swatches before I got started. And you can see here, this is over black. This is clear over obviously the white paper. And this was just a quick one over Orly Bonder. So that did work. It's a sticky base coat, but it was quite patchy and had several bald spots, so I did decide to stick with the gel polish. And I was going back and forth really up to the point I started painting my nails on going with the light or the dark. And now that I'm done, I'm wanting the dark again. So I may revisit this look with black as the base for my tips. Might go ahead and use my pink Fantasy Makers glitter, which is also Holo. But I do really like French tip designs, and these have been turning out really pretty, so keep an eye out for that in the future. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this one down in the comments. And of course, be sure to subscribe so that you're notified of all the good stuff coming in 2017. I hope you guys all have a safe and happy holiday. If you're going out to party, please be safe and plan a sober ride or a designated driver, or check if you have any other options locally. In Minneapolis, the public transportation is free on New Year's Eve, so you may have an offer like that. Or if you're staying in like me, enjoy your quiet evening and your champagne at home. I'll see you guys next year, and as always, thanks for watching.